Yo, what's up guys, Keydolf here. Vaal Hazak is a dragon that appears to have a long sickle-like claw on each finger, and its face has some decaying tissue or possibly loose flesh just hanging around. Whenever it flaps its wings, it appears to stir up some toxic fog, possibly the disease that is found in the Rotten Vale. It is also shown to have a mottled maroon hide with a rather greenish-gray underbelly. Its wings are also extremely cool, looking like spider webs when outstretched. Now this is a mission for hunter rank 14 or above. Vaal Hazak is truly a pretty deadly dragon, and it's categorized as an elder dragon as well. So before heading into the fight, let's take a look at its weaknesses first. As you guys can see, the best place to hit this beast is its head, belly and tail. Its head works as a weak spot no matter what type of weapon you're using. However, a blunt weapon like a hammer can be used to deal some extra damage to its fleshy head. Its tail can also be severed using a bladed weapon like a switch axe, greatsword, longsword or dual blades. Now any bladed weapon will work out just fine for this fight, but I recommend the hammer for this one, as it deals just massive damage and whenever hitting its head, it can easily be knocked down. Now as for the elemental advantage, the best elements to use him against from strongest to weakest are dragon, fire, ice and thunder, and of course he will resist water. The most effective ailments again you can use against him from strongest to weakest are blast, stun, paralysis, poison and sleep. Now then for the breaks. Whenever you break its head, you have a chance of obtaining the Vaal Hazak Fang. Whenever you break its forelegs, you have a chance of obtaining a Vaal Hazak Talon. Now whenever you break its chest, you have a chance of obtaining the Vaal Hazak Membrane, and whenever you carve the tail, you have a chance of obtaining the Vaal Hazak Tail or the Vaal Hazak Gem. Now then for the equipment of this fight. As I said before, I recommend the hammer for this fight along with the dragon element or the blast ailment. Now as for the armor, take one that has high defense and one that decreases the effect of curses and blights because of his moveset. And then if we take a look at the strategy of this fight, now while not having the brute force or power of a Nergigante, Vaal Hazak has an ability that if not fully prepared can make quick work of you. Now the thick fog that seeps out of its body will have your HP pool cut in half whenever hit by it. So that great meal you had before the fight, poof, it's gone. But fear not, my dear hunter, this nasty effect can be easily nullified with a nullberry. Now bring 10 of those whenever you go on a hunt and restock at your camp if necessary. This will elevate the hardest challenge of Vaal Hazak. You can also pick up nullberries along in the area if you run out of them mid-fight. Then in terms of attacks, he has serval swipes, charges and tail swings just to learn as any other monster. However, the attacks you really want to avoid are his fog blasts, of which there are two varieties. The first one is a jet stream, of which incredible range, and basically if you're in front of him at almost any distance within the map when he does this, yeah. Get that nullberry and mega potion ready because you're going to get hit. Now avoid this by standing behind him whenever you see his chest reach up and spew out the mess. Now secondly, he can use the same attack but fire it directly beneath him, creating an expanding fog cloud that if caught in will do less damage, but still land you with the blight, so you get your HP pool cut in half. Now thankfully this one gives you some time to run away for, as you can see the cloud expand away, so simply try to roll out of it. Now sometimes he can also enrage, and it will then carry a cloud of fog around its body that will slowly drain your health down when you are tainted by the blight. He will basically just suck the life out of you like he did to the little monster in the cutscene, so consume that nullberry as soon as possible whenever you are hit by the deadly fog. Now then for the positioning of this fight. For positioning, I find that standing in between his legs and attacking him from underneath is often the best case scenario if you can't block, as long as you're able to dodge out of the way whenever he enters rage mode and charges up that thick fog around of its body. Now whenever that happens, you simply don't want to hit him from underneath anymore, so you will want to focus his head or tail. But since attacking the head can be pretty dangerous with all the fog spewing, go for his tail at all costs. Now also pay attention to the blue water located in some areas, as standing in it will deal damage over time, and when combined with the blight it can easily kill you. Now then for the knockdowns of this fight, as I said before, try to go for his weak spots during the fight and try to knock him down. One thing I found very useful is to try and mount him, as it will give you one knockout for free. You can do that simply by jumping down from a ledge and use the wall's position in the area. Then mid-air, use your triangle attack to trigger the mount phase. Should you be able to get him on the ground, focus his tail first and try to sever it. This will give you one less attack to focus on, and that is his tail swipe. And on top of that, it will give you one extra carve once you lop it off. Now after you do that, focusing his head should knock him down again, but pay close attention to his movement. Now if you've already severed the tail and knocked him down again, try to go for his belly and try to break it, since it will deal a huge chunk of damage and also reward you with some extra items at the end. Now whenever you've dealt enough damage, he will retreat to its nest, and the best thing to do when he is sleeping is to place down some mega barrel bombs and charge a massive attack on top of his head. This will detonate the bombs as well as deal some huge damage. In some cases even enough to immediately slay the giant beast. Now once Vaal Hazak has eventually been felled after a long and drawn out battle, you will have the opportunity to scavenge its corpse for some rare items like the Vaal Hazak wing or the Vaal Hazak carapace. You can also obtain a Vaal Hazak gem, but the chances of that are rather slim, although they can be greatly increased by carving its tail. Now that's it again for today. I'll thank you all for watching this video, and if this video was helpful for you, consider to drop a like and comment down below on what guide you would want to see next. Also feel free to subscribe to my channel for some more Monster Hunter guides in the future or some other content related to games. Oh guys, we also reached the 500 subscriber mark, so that means I will be doing a 12-hour live stream from Saturday till Sunday. So be sure to check in whenever I go live, and we could have some fun times. And as always guys, I love you all, wish you a very good day, and peace out!